Hello everybody, in this video I will discuss typical questions that you can expect in the exam on functions. Question 1. The volume of a cylinder is given by the formula V equals pi r squared times h. If the radius r is 8 centimeters, pi is 3,14 and the height of the cylinder is 14 centimeters, use the formula to calculate the volume. What we need to do, into the volume formula, the formula that was given, we will substitute. Remember, when we substitute, we use brackets. Therefore, pi was given, it's 3,14. The radius is 8 squared and the height was given 14, and you slot all of that into your calculator and the volume 2813,44 centimeters cube or cubic centimeters. Question 2. Construct a table of x and y values for this flow diagram. So when we look at the flow diagram, do you agree now we have to work out the corresponding output values? So we will make a table. Our first input is -3 and we will use whatever we find here inside the flow diagram times 3 minus 2 to find the corresponding output values. So let's do the calculation. First of all, it will be the input -3 times 3 minus 2. And we will say -3 times 3 is -9, minus 2 is -11. Therefore, the corresponding output is -11. Our next input is -1. Into the expression in x's place, or we'll rather just substitute, we'll say -1 times 3 minus 2. Therefore, -1 times 3 is -3, minus 2 is -5. There's the output. The next input value is 0, so it will be 0 times 3 minus 2. 0 times 3 is 0, minus 2 is -2. Therefore, the output there at 0 is -2. The next input value is 2, so we will say 2 times 3 minus 2. 2 times 3 is 6 minus 2 is 4. So the corresponding y value, or output rather, is 4. The next input value was 4. And we will say 4 times 3 is 12 minus 2 is 10. So the output is 10. And the last input value is 5. Remember, we find the input values there. So we will say 5 times 3 minus 2. 5 times 3 is 15 minus 2 is 13. And the corresponding output value, 13. Then there's another question that says, give an equation that shows the relationship between x and y. So we will find the equation by using the flow diagram. And it will be y is equal to 3 times x minus 2. And remember, in algebra, we don't write the times anymore. We write the 3 and the x directly next to each other. Question 3. The following relationship is given. Y is equal to x divided by 2 plus 1. And then the question says, if the input values are natural numbers, determine the first 3 output values. Now, do you agree there's a problem here? Usually, the input values are given as -1, 0, 1, 2, etc. But here they don't give you the input values. They give you a little clue, and they say the input values are the natural numbers. Now, what's a natural number? In the next slide, I will explain what a natural number is. The symbol for whole numbers is a n with a little 0 down there, and the symbol for natural numbers is just an n. Whole numbers starts at 0 and natural numbers start at 1. So now that we know what the natural numbers are, we can find the first 3 output values. Remember, the natural numbers are 1, 2, 3, etc. Into the equation, y is equal to x divided by 2 plus 1. In x's place, we will start with the first natural number, which is 1. Therefore, in x's place, 1 divided by 2 plus 1. So in fact, we've got a half plus 1, which is 1.5. Then the next natural number is 2. Inside the equation, y is x divided by 2 plus 1. In x's place, we substitute 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1 plus 1 is 2. And then the third natural number is 3. Into our equation, y is x divided by 2 plus 1. So in x's place, 3 divided by 2 plus 1. And then we have a problem here. When we want to add this plus 1, we need to turn it into a fraction. And 1 is the same as 2 over 2. And then we can say, so what did we do? We made the denominators the same. And now we will add the numerators, the numbers on top. So we will say 3 plus 2 is 5 divided by 2. And then that we can write as a mixed number. And the answer is 2.5. What I did here was from the previous slide, they are the input values. They are 1, 2, and 3, and then the corresponding output values were 1.5, 2, and 2.5. Now question 2 says, describe in words the pattern that you notice. Now what's the pattern? As every input value increases by 1, the output value increases by a half. And then question 3 says, if the output value is 101, what is the input value? Now be careful here, an output value is a y value and an input value is the x value. So we will take the given equation and now in y's place we will substitute 101 and we're going to solve x. Now what's the problem is we need to get rid of plus 1 and we will do that by subtracting -1 both sides. And then on the right hand side we will say plus 1 minus 1 is nothing, and on the left hand side 101 minus 1 is just 100. And then we want to solve x, so we want to get rid of the 2 under the line, and we will do that by multiplying both sides by 2, so that on the right hand side the 2 and the 2 will cancel, and on the left hand side 100 times 2 is 200. So therefore the corresponding input value where the output value was 101 is the x is 200. Thank you for watching my videos. Remember, I have prepared the whole syllabus for you. And will you do me a favor? Please tell all your friends about Online Maths by Miss Pythagoras.